For 30 days, I stopped asking how to make more money and started asking a much stranger question. How does a millionaire think before they make a decision? That question revealed a mistake I was making dozens of times every day without realizing it. And fixing it changed the way I use my time, manage my attention, and even respond to opportunities. The surprising part is that it had almost nothing to do with money. If you've ever felt like you're working hard but not moving forward, constantly busy but somehow still behind, this video is for you. This 30-day millionaire mindset experiment wasn't about getting rich quickly. It wasn't about investing, side hustles, or chasing the latest financial trend. It was about understanding the thinking patterns that often separate people who create long-term wealth from people who spend their lives reacting to circumstances. Over the next few minutes, you'll discover the unexpected mental shifts that emerged during this experiment, why most people unknowingly train their brains for short-term thinking, and the one realization that completely changed how I approach decisions. By the end, you'll have practical ideas you can start using immediately, regardless of your income, career, or current situation. And the first discovery showed up much sooner than I expected. The 30-day experiment. When I started this experiment, I assumed millionaire thinking would involve complicated financial strategies. Maybe they understood investing better, maybe they were naturally more disciplined, maybe they had access to information the average person didn't. But after reading biographies, studying behavioral psychology, and paying attention to patterns among successful people, I noticed something interesting. Many of them seemed to operate from a completely different mental framework. They weren't necessarily making dramatically better decisions, they were making fewer bad ones. That distinction sounds small. It isn't. Most of us spend our lives trying to make the perfect decision. Millionaire thinking often focuses on avoiding obvious mistakes. And within the first few days of this experiment, I discovered one of my biggest mistakes. Day 1. I was thinking about wealth completely wrong. Like many people, I subconsciously treated wealth as a money problem. Earn more, save more, invest more. Nothing wrong with those goals, but they all assume the solution is external. The millionaire mindset often starts internally. It's about attention, because attention determines what you notice. What you notice influences your decisions, and your decisions shape your future. The uncomfortable realization was this. I wasn't struggling because I lacked information. I was struggling because my attention was constantly scattered. Think about your average day. You wake up, check your phone, read a message, see a notification, open another app, reply to something, check email, watch a short video, switch tasks, respond to another message. None of these actions seem significant, but together they create a mind that spends all day reacting. And that's exactly what I discovered during the first week. Week 1. Discovering my mental autopilot. The first thing I tracked wasn't money, it was interruptions. Every time I switched tasks, checked my phone unnecessarily, opened a random tab, or responded to something that wasn't urgent, I made a small note. The results were embarrassing. I wasn't directing my day, my environment was directing it for me. Psychologists sometimes describe this as stimulus-driven behavior. Something appears, your brain reacts. Notification, reaction, message, reaction, email, reaction, news headline, reaction. Most people don't realize how much of their day is spent responding rather than choosing. The wealthy people I studied seemed to do the opposite. Instead of reacting first and thinking later, they thought first and reacted later. At first that sounds obvious, but it led me to one of the most useful questions of the entire experiment. A question that changed nearly every decision I made. The first rule I borrowed from Millionaires. Before making any decision, I started asking, is this moving me forward or merely keeping me occupied? That question was surprisingly uncomfortable, because many of the things I considered productive were simply maintenance activities. Answering messages, checking analytics, reorganizing files, refreshing inboxes, reading things I didn't need. They felt productive, but they weren't creating meaningful progress. This is where many people accidentally get trapped. Activity creates the feeling of progress, but activity and progress are not the same thing. And once I noticed that, another hidden pattern became impossible to ignore. Where my attention was secretly going. Most people budget their money, Very few budget their attention, yet attention is arguably the more valuable resource. You can earn money back. You cannot earn back an afternoon lost to distractions. During the experiment, I imagined attention as a bank account. Every notification was a withdrawal. Every interruption was a withdrawal. Every unnecessary decision was a withdrawal. Suddenly, my behavior looked different. I became much more selective about where my attention went. And that's when I noticed something fascinating. Many wealthy people don't necessarily have superhuman focus. They simply protect their focus better than everyone else. And that realization led directly into the most powerful mental shift of the entire experiment. The question that changed my decisions. Around the middle of the second week, I started using a question that sounded almost too simple to be useful. What would this look like if I thought about it 5 years from now? Not 10 years, not retirement, just 5 years. Because 5 years is far enough away to reveal what's important, but close enough to feel real. Something interesting happened. A lot of decisions became easier. A disagreement that felt urgent suddenly looked insignificant. A purchase that felt exciting suddenly looked forgettable. A skill that felt difficult suddenly looked worthwhile. The question wasn't predicting the future. It was helping me escape the emotional gravity of the present moment. Psychologists call this temporal distancing. When people mentally step outside the present and view situations from a future perspective, they often make more rational decisions. The reason is simple. The present moment tends to exaggerate everything. Every inconvenience feels larger. Every temptation feels stronger. Every problem feels more urgent. But viewed from a distance, many of those things lose their power. I started asking this question constantly. Will this matter in 5 years? Will learning this matter in 5 years? Will this habit matter in 5 years? Will this distraction matter in 5 years? The answers were often obvious. And that's when I realized the millionaire thinking isn't necessarily about knowing what to do. It's about seeing what doesn't deserve your attention. That realization led directly into another surprising discovery. Thinking like an investor without investing a dollar. Most people think investing begins with money, but the more I studied successful people, the more I noticed they were investing constantly. Not just financially. They invested attention, energy, relationships, knowledge, reputation, skills. In fact, some of the highest returns in life come from investments that have nothing to do with money. Think about learning a skill that saves you 10 hours every month. Think about improving your communication. Think about becoming better at solving problems. Those investments continue paying dividends long after the initial effort is gone. During the experiment, I started viewing every activity through a different lens. Instead of asking, what do I feel like doing? I started asking, is this consumption or investment? Watching random videos was consumption. Learning a useful skill was investment. Complaining was consumption. Solving a problem was investment. Mindlessly scrolling was consumption. Creating something was investment. This wasn't about becoming productive every second of the day. It was about awareness. Because once you see the difference, it's difficult to ignore. And that led me to a pattern I noticed in many wealthy people. They seemed to spend less energy deciding things. Why millionaires avoid more decisions than they make? I used to think successful people made better decisions because they were smarter. Now I'm not so sure. I think many of them simply avoid unnecessary decisions altogether. Think about how many choices the average person makes every day. What should I wear? What should I eat? What should I work on? Should I exercise? Should I start now or later? Should I check my phone? Should I respond immediately? Each decision seems tiny, but together they create something psychologists call decision fatigue. The more decisions you make, the worse your decision quality tends to become. By evening, your brain starts looking for shortcuts. That's when impulsive purchases happen. That's when procrastination appears. That's when good intentions disappear. During the experiment, I simplified everything I could. I reduced unnecessary choices. I created default routines. I made recurring decisions once instead of repeatedly. The result was unexpected. I felt calmer, not more productive, calmer, because my brain wasn't constantly negotiating with itself. And that calm revealed another hidden problem that affects almost everyone. The hidden cost of constant urgency. One of the biggest differences I noticed between average thinking and millionaire thinking had nothing to do with intelligence. It had to do with urgency. Most people live as if everything needs attention immediately. Every email feels urgent. Every notification feels urgent. Every request feels urgent. Every opportunity feels urgent. But after paying attention for a few weeks, I discovered something surprising. Very little was actually urgent. Most urgency was artificial, created by technology, created by expectations, created by habits, created by my own mind. Researchers have found that chronic urgency activates stress responses that narrow attention and reduce long-term planning. In other words, urgency makes you think smaller. And wealth creation almost always requires bigger thinking. So I created a simple rule. Whenever something felt urgent, I asked, what happens if I wait an hour? Most of the time, nothing happened. The world kept spinning. The problem remained manageable. The decision became clearer. And gradually, I stopped confusing speed with effectiveness. This might be one of the most valuable lessons from the entire experiment, because the next discovery connected everything. The mental shift that changed everything. If I had to summarize the entire experiment into one sentence, it would be this. Millionaires don't just think differently about money, they think differently about time. Not money, time. Most people spend time. Wealthy thinkers invest time. Most people react to time. Wealthy thinkers allocate time. Most people ask, what can I get done today? Wealthy thinkers often ask, what system can make this easier forever? That difference changes everything. Because systems compound. A good routine compounds. A useful skill compounds. A strong relationship compounds. Knowledge compounds. Trust compounds. Reputation compounds. The longer I ran this experiment, the more I noticed that wealthy thinking is often less about chasing results and more about building systems that naturally create results. And once I understood that, the final week felt completely different. I wasn't trying to act rich, I was trying to think in systems, and that's when I started noticing changes. What happened after 30 days? Did I become a millionaire? Of course not. 30 days is not enough time to transform your finances. But something else changed. I became less reactive, less impulsive, less distracted, less rushed, and strangely, those changes felt more valuable than any financial outcome. I wasted less attention. I made fewer decisions I later regretted. I spent more time on things that actually mattered. I felt more in control of my days, not because I was controlling everything, because I was controlling myself better. The biggest surprise was that none of these changes required extraordinary discipline. Most of them came from changing the way I thought. And that leads to the framework I took away from this experiment. The Millionaire Brain Framework. After 30 days, I realized millionaire thinking isn't one habit. It's a collection of mental filters. The first filter is attention. What deserves your focus? The second filter is time. Will this matter later? The third filter is investment. Does this create future value? The fourth filter is simplicity. Can this decision be made once instead of repeatedly? The fifth filter is systems. Can this be improved permanently instead of temporarily? And the final filter is patience. Am I willing to let good decisions compound? None of these require a large income. None of them require special connections. None of them require extraordinary talent. They're just simple ways of thinking, but ways of thinking eventually become ways of living, and ways of living eventually become results. Before this experiment, I thought millionaire thinking was mostly about money. After 30 days, I'm convinced it's mostly about attention, time, and decision-making. The money often comes later, because wealth tends to follow value. Value tends to follow focus, and focus tends to follow the way you train your mind. So if you take one thing away from this video, let it be this. Start paying attention to the decisions that feel too small to matter, because those are often the decisions quietly shaping your future. If you found this video genuinely useful and got at least one idea you'll use in your own life, consider liking the video and subscribing to Simple Ways of Life. And if you're interested in taking this even further, watch the next video on how to think in systems instead of relying on motivation. It connects perfectly with everything we talked about today and might completely change how you approach productivity, habits, and success.